Warning. This podcast contains content not suitable for younger audiences, or older audiences, or anyone really. Run while you still can. We're the hapless heroes. Especially because we're in a dwarven area, the body spray around here is in fact called Axe.
But just a axe.
Yes. Hello and welcome to the Hapless Heroes podcast, coming to you not live from the heart of Buffalo, New York. My name's Dave and I will be the Dungeon Master and host for this evening. Let's start by introducing our party. To my right, Lord Quinn Southwind, played by Mike.
At your service.
We have Hoblet the Smasher,
Good evening,
played by James. We've got Felix Fizzlebottom, brought to us by Francesco.
I have a plan.
You do, and it works. For now, until it doesn't.
10% of the time, it works every time.
It's not a real thing.
We've got Ezra, played by Joe.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. And we've
Inspiring.
got Paradil, played by Zach.
You know it, baby.
So at the end of our last episode, we finished dispatching the boarding party from a ship full of Knoll pirates who came over attempting to take the ship, and unfortunately the Knoll pirate captain's plan was superseded by Felix's superior one.
Yes.
I hate them. The Knolls.
Yes. So, well, many Knolls are dead. 5 of them have been dispatched and are bleeding out all over Captain Stanky Von Ratlenbeef's deck, and we've got 3 more visiting Davy Jones.
Nice.
So, what's up, guys?
So, let's.
I think Felix has a
commandeer
plan.
I do have a plan. Why don't we commandeer their ship and have our own ship? And we have a captain already.
All right.
Lord Captain Quinn Southwind.
Would this be something...
Would it be Lord Captain or Captain Lord?
Quinn kind of just like modestly kind of like flicks his hand kind of toward Felix, like stop.
My own ship.
You love it.
Stop.
Don't even pretend.
Just stop.
You love it.
Aw.
Different titles mean different things in different places.
So I can be captain,
You're
or
captain
I could
on
be
the water.
Lord.
You're
Or
Lord
you
on
could
the
be
land.
Lord Captain.
That's what I was just about to say. You could be Lord Captain.
Lord hyphen Captain.
I do like my titles.
Oh my god.
It's gonna be like one of those Game of Thrones titles that just keeps going, like
just
Lord Captain Quinn Southwind, second of his name,
So
whatever, blah blah blah.
Lord of Vesh, Captain of the Seas.
right.
We'll figure it out. I'm gonna write this out. I'm gonna
Captain
figure
of the
this out.
seas. Captain
Not
of
just
a...
one.
Right now, you're captain of a barely functioning dinghy.
Well, we need to get on it first.
You gotta start small.
You gonna take those spears?
Oh yeah, I wanted to loot these gnolls for their spears.
Well, you now have, let's call it 5 more spears.
Cool.
Fabulous.
They're of dubious quality, but they do function as spears.
Spear's a spear. For now. I mean,
You know, they are.
I know my way around a spear.
Are these Knoll? Can I inspect the rest of these Knolls that we have on board before we
joke.
unsanctimoniously have a few more burials at sea?
You may check.
Is this investigation?
Sure.
That's an 8.
You're looking for money on pig people.
I'm looking for like valuables.
Maybe they looted
You're looking
a ship
for-
right before us.
Okay, take another glance over at that ship. Now look at the Knolls.
Whatever.
Now look at the
Look
ship.
at the ship. Yeah.
Now look at the Knolls.
All right.
And tell me how much of value they have.
None.
They have a ship.
They do have a ship.
They have a ship and they have Knolls.
How
is
close
what
to
I'm
proximity?
getting.
Like, I mean, like, are we like easy boarding distance at this point?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
two
ships
ships
are
are now lashed together.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get over there.
So you go over there. There is a sleeping knoll captain, and next to
Sleepy
him,
captain.
standing a very shaky and tenuous guard, are 2 more gnolls, knowing damn well that their nays are probably numbered staying on that team.
Mm-hmm.
As you make it onto the ship, the other 2 throw down their spears.
Cool.
Oh, I'll take those 2.
Oh, you now have 7 extra spears.
As Ezra does that, I mean, we're not keeping these dudes on board, right?
We
Do we
They
really
know
want a
how
null
to
crew?
run a ship.
These fuckers are going overboard the moment we get to the Grey Citadel.
Well, I
It's
don't want to
just-
keep them around, but I certainly, I mean, like, do any of you know how to, like, hoist a mast or anything like that? Like, I can't do it all by myself.
Yes.
I,
Hold on, I got an idea then.
insight check?
No.
I got an 11 for deception. Yeah.
Yeah. I know Felix is, pulling my chain.
Yeah, that was a joke. Listen, I had the plan to take the ship. I'm not saying I know.
Although you
how
have
to-
decent
operate
persuasion, so...
Yeah, I can just command this ship around. You know, that's how it works, right? I
So
just
what are we
talk at
doing
it.
about the captain?
I mean, what
He's-
captain? Oh, he's got to go.
Yeah, he's going over.
The other 2 we can keep.
He can join his other crewmates that we threw overboard.
Yeah, we just throw him over. We don't need him.
Does he have anything cool on him?
No.
And
His,
not
his
even like a
armor
sweet
is
parrot?
literally the opposite of cool.
Okay. Not even a sweet parrot?
So yes.
No, there's no sweet parrot.
I feel like there's just like I don't know, like something like leather that kind of like is attached to his shoulder that looks like a parrot, but is not really a parrot.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't care about this guy. He can
tassels.
just go overboard.
So then, while
Some string that's hanging
Oh.
to make it look
while
like
we're pushing him overboard,
Commodore.
Hoblet's gonna look at the other 2 of them who are
Yes,
still
there
there.
are 2 of them.
Suggestively.
Wait, what kind of suggestively are we talking about here?
Like, this could be you.
So
Okay.
he has Trixie out. He's kind of resting his arm. Tell them 2 choices: man the crew with us till we get to the Grey Citadel, and then leave, or follow your captain.
I think we should only keep one of them.
And I'm gonna roll
Yeah, power move. Right.
intimidation.
Well, we just threw their captain
Well,
over. I mean, that's
right.
already a
Yeah,
power
but
move.
two.
I feel
two's
like they're
more than one
they're at
on a-
maximum
on a
intimidate
ship.
He
right
was also
now.
right
more.
there. So what? What?
It's
are they-
impossible to
work the
intimidate
ship.
them further.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
The crew! The crew!
Yep. Okay, cool. We got crewmates.
Crew of the ship! Crew of the ship!
So then in it,
What are they, parrots now?
Look, I don't do good voices.
They were pig people before.
What does a pig
Look, my,
sound like?
my
if he was to
Stanky
talk?
Von Rattling beef is my
Snowball?
worst possible impression of Mr. Krabs, okay?
Okay, fair.
That's the best I've got here.
I don't know,
I write
Dave.
stories.
I
I
just-
don't do silly
now that
voices.
they're
I'm not Dan
thoroughly-
Coulier, okay?
now that they're thoroughly intimidated, Hoblet's going to raise his hand and point towards Quinn. This is your new captain. Obey or die.
They're shaking their heads.
You're up,
Very
Quinn.
nodding their heads rather very vigorously.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Wow. That's saying something that
Yeah.
Hoblet said.
Hoblet
something
actually
well.
said something smart.
Round of applause. Round of applause, everybody. Yeah.
Cough clap. Cough clap.
Again, Hoblet
One of the
realizes
gnolls
he is
starts
out of his element.
clapping. The other elbows him sharply.
Hoblet is still out of his element. Now with their own ship, he wants Quinn to know that he realizes, should they find themselves in the mountain, he's in charge. But here, he knows Quinn's in charge. He's the one with the most knowledge.
Fair. Yeah.
He follows his friends.
Well, Captain Southwind.
So
Do
I
both
guess
stuff.
the first thing is to thank and acknowledge Captain Stinky Beef over there.
Yeah, he's shouting from his other side of the rail because, well, frankly, Captain Stanky only has one volume and it's shout. Yeah, you might want to keep that thing within, the very least within visual range here into port. How best to say this? It's barely a boat.
And I'm pretty rusty. I will follow your lead. Lead us to port.
Alrighty then.
6 more days too, don't we?
Yep.
Yeah, on a really shitty ship with me as captain.
We got this.
Define this. What is this that we've got?
We've got
Those
this.
famous last words.
This. So, would you guys care to take a look over your new ship?
Yeah, why not?
Examine the booty, as it were.
So
Pass.
first things first is I
Hard
put
pass.
the two crew members to work, masting and all of that stuff, getting the ship
Yeah.
ready to go.
Whatever's involved
are
with actually
flags, too.
making a ship do things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some swabbing.
Probably.
Probably swabbing the decks, maybe?
This seems like a good time for a ship setup montage.
Ship setup montage.
Oh, so
Building
it's
up
like-
masts and raising the sails. Wind's blowing hard and we're going on trails.
All
It's
right.
a montage.
Montage.
Watery trails.
It's like
All right.
Quinn just pointing in different directions.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
All right. So this ship looks haggard.
Yeah.
It was at one point a human ship.
Well, that's
it was taken over several years ago by these Knoll pirates, and they've really neglected the maintenance on it. Tears in the sails, that kind of stuff.
Scale of 1 to pigsty. What's the level of pig feces on the ship?
Where?
Just in general. Just a general sense of
You know it's
fecal
bad
matter.
when he asks you where.
I'd stay out of the bilges for now.
Okay. Okay. Duly noted.
Yeah.
Duly noted.
Until you get to port, unless you've got an exceptional constitution, I would only go to the first deck below. Anything past that, send the Knolls.
Okay. Deal. I'm hoping there's probably at least like fresh food fresh water and like some semblance of food on this ship.
Freshwater, yes. What passes for food for Knolls is not.
Before we break away from the
100%
maiden's
edible.
bosom, then, if I could maybe get some sort of rations from the captain.
That is very doable. He does give you guys enough rations to get there.
Okay, that's
To
all
get
we
to
need.
the Grey
Yeah.
Citadel.
We can handle ourselves from there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think that's about as far as he can go. As
I mean,
far
yeah,
as
we would have
hospitality
eaten it
and
on
such,
the
yeah.
on the boat to
Yeah,
begin with.
exactly.
So whatever we would have already
Okay.
had.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
All right. So it's 6 days of sailing. One thing you guys do notice is there is a little sign, I guess, nameplate of the ship on the front, and in very, very crude scrawlings, it says the King Hogger's Revenge.
I understand that reference.
I would hope some folks understand the double reference there.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent.
You may need to rename this ship.
We will, but I want to get creative, so we'll figure it out.
But for right now, you're sailing. For 6 days, you're sailing.
To the Grey Citadel. Any well let's rest.
Yeah, it's definitely a long rest, and it's also a 6-day sailing montage.
Oh my god, a 6-day sailing montage?
So I have a question. So am I the only one on the ship that knows how to steer a ship?
Yeah, this is not. I see where you're going with this, and I don't like it. I see where you're going with this, and I don't like it, Quinn.
I mean, I'm not going to pretend that I know anymore.
Pablo definitely doesn't know.
I'm also I'm too short to even see over the wheel.
Okay, so assumptions aside, I obviously
One of the Knolls
train
can steer the
the
ship.
four as best as I can. So
Yeah.
any sort of check that needs to happen if somebody else is steering.
I feel like
get a
Paradil and
help
I will
check.
have to like tag team it. Just because the wheel is so large and we're so small.
Yeah.
Or like one of you watching
You can be
while
on
one
top
steers.
this time.
Thanks. No, we'll take turns.
I just want to make sure that I have a chance to rest in some
Of course.
long
Yeah,
period of
of
time.
course.
Yeah,
We
you're
got
able
your
to get
back.
them spun up enough that they can keep the ship in relatively the same direction. It really helps that you have another ship to follow. That
Also
you don't
true.
have to actually
Do too much.
have
yeah.
them like bootstrap their
Do
way
we have
into
our boats like jerry rigged
navigation.
together like the people on the highway that tow a car with a rope?
You
No.
do
Like
not.
they're like all.
That would be very
That
dangerous.
would actually be pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
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 I'm pretty sure that doesn't actually work with sailing ships anyway.
Right.
You might.
Not at like full speed or whatever. No.
Look, I'm not a boat person.
So, for all intents and purposes, then
6-day sailing
we can,
montage.
we can sail properly without any major issues.
Yeah, I'm not putting us through mundane checks just to sail a boat.
Thank you.
Well, I was just making sure that
Thank you.
day
The la-
4 wasn't some sort of major
yeah,
issue, and
last,
I
yeah,
wasn't
last
around.
thing we need is like is just to sink this ship in the middle of the ocean.
Before we even really get
Let's just stop talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
we're
think
there.
sinking
we're
the ship that
there.
you're all on in the middle of the
sinking
ocean
ship that you're all on.
more or less counts as a TPK, and we're
Yeah,
not having
Dave, I'm
that.
going to remember this act of mercy, just so you know.
Yeah,
And what?
To
Give it
bonus.
to us harder? Right.
Bonus 0.
Pay it forward.
Pay it forward, yeah. That if Zero finds himself in some sort of bind, that maybe the DM will help him out.
yeah. Right now, Zero is still Rosie.
Don't get me
Jensen.
wrong.
Rosie Jetson.
There's not gonna be any like Deus Ex Machinas here, but I'm just saying like
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure. We all know how this
Yeah.
works.
It would be a bunch of tedious rolls, and frankly, none of us need that right now. We want to advance the plot, so we are going to fast montage forward into the port outside the Grey Citadel. So here we are, 6 days later, pulling into port at the port outside the Grey Citadel.
Beautiful.
So you'll notice the actual mountains kind of come up pretty sharply out of this bay, and the citadel itself is maybe a mile or two in and a good chunk of altitude up. You can kind of see some, I guess you'd call it a causeway or something, that switchbacks up in a diagonal fashion up the way.
Okay.
But down here is the shipyards, and it's definitely sort of a dwarven influence going on around here, being a dwarven area, but also that this is a port of call. It's people of, all races from all countries, all sort of
We
trying to
dwarves
do
are
trade
tolerant
here.
people.
Well,
Are you?
Fuck off.
turns out, yeah,
Point of inspiration?
No.
I don't know so much about that. I mean, it was in character, but it was kind of low effort.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and obviously you're going to have this. As it turns out, the dwarves don't really manufacture a whole lot of things that aren't made out of or with minerals, so they have to bring a lot of stuff in.
Right.
Not a lot of great farming going on inside a mountain.
How's the woodworking?
The woodworking where?
Like how are dwarves at woodworking? Just like for my own knowledge.
I suppose they'd be okay if there were much of it. There's not a lot of woodwork because, well,
I'm sure there's got to be some kind of mechanic or something of.
Well, that's what I'm trying to think of,
like
somebody
a
that can work on the
craftsman,
ship while
yeah.
we're
they
at
do
port.
have that, but a lot of the architecture even here is definitely all stone. So you guys have pulled in, and you're in a slip right next to the Maiden's Bosom.
Fabulous.
They, being that you came with Captain Stanky and with a sailor of some regard, they overlook the fact that you did kind of sail in on a known pirate ship.
Yeah,
You were
we.
able to talk your way out of that.
Yeah.
We'll take
Mostly,
our
yeah.
flags down or whatever.
Yeah, obviously the flag is down, but
yeah, I feel like we've kind of yeah.
We gotta dress this thing up a little.
I feel like there should be some sort of reward here. No? We just killed a known pirate ship. Nobody offered any gold for these cats.
not that you can tell just yet.
Okay.
If nothing else, the ship is your reward.
Okay. Fair enough.
But
What, do we still have these pig dudes with us?
Oh, the nulls?
Yeah.
you haven't disposed of them in
Yeah,
any
what
other
do
way
we
yet.
do with them? Captain.
Take them to jail?
Yeah, I mean, I would say just kind of dispose of them through whatever the village wants to kind of do with them.
Wow, that's dirty. You know they kill pirates.
Do they eat pig around here?
So instead
Are
of throwing
they-
these guys overboard, we're like, hey, come back to town with us where we're going to fucking turn you in.
Perhaps we'll have a pig roast.
It was either that or Shanghai them as the crew of your ship.
I don't trust them with the
yeah,
ship
I don't
alone.
Yeah, knowing, I would say I would have a fairly decent knowledge of
Can we just
Knowlish
off them?
encounters
Like
where
say, hey, like
I wouldn't
wanna
trust
talk
anything.
to you.
The
and
fact
just-
that we can intimidate them at that moment to help
Yeah.
us get to shore, that's one thing, but to keep them as any sort of...
Crew.
Fair enough. So
I feel like whatever knowledge that I've had or have, I've kind of dispersed in the last couple of days to these four as well. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you guys can
knew.
get a
Yeah.
general gist of how to work
you
a
may
ship.
need to hire 1 or 2 more bodies for the ship.
No,
That's
I agree
fine.
with that.
I
We'll
would
worry
say I would say it's a crew of 8 to really get this thing around properly.
Sure.
So you guys are in port. You're in the slip next to Captain Stanky von Ratlin Beef II and his ship, the Maiden's Bosom. And you guys are pulled in. And what would you like to do?
I guess,
on.
yeah.
Or what would you like to know?
So I guess, yeah, my first action as captain of the ship would be to find someone who can help us kind of get the ship in shape.
Aha, so you need a shipwright.
In
Sure.
shape.
To
Yeah.
get this ship in ship shape.
Well done.
I think
And
that
or
happens.
Shipwright in
personal
shipshape.
fashion.
So that's my first goal.
Okay, so find ourselves a shipwright, which of course we do have plenty here at the dry docks.
Okay.
I mean, are they advertising? Do I have to kind of...
Yeah,
It's a human ship. We should probably find a human shipwright if possible.
What is
What does that mean?
that? I mean, that's just, it means just it's a basic ship. Like,
yeah,
I mean, we could really have anybody.
She's a basic bitch.
yeah.
Correct.
There's not
All right.
a lot of
What's the name?
Name number one on the docket here.
yeah.
The basic bitch.
The basic bitch.
The basic bosom.
No.
We can't steal.
I don't like
can't
that.
steal.
Yeah, no. I feel like Stanky Beef won't go for that.
Stanky Beef would be pissed.
Stinky von
No.
Ratlin.
All right.
Yeah, so I guess, like,
All right.
where am I being directed?
Yeah. So you get to the dry docks area, and there's not a lot of advertisement, but there is kind of a, I guess you'd call it like the foreman's hut or whatever that you'd go to. There's, I'd say, a grizzled human inside, but just about everybody working or living or having anything to do with docks anywhere in the world is all kind of at a certain level of grizzled. And this guy's, right at about half grizzlement for the area.
He's
Now-
regular grizzle.
So I
Yeah.
guess my
Average.
insight into that, like, I guess I would assume that he's probably the kind of the rough and tumble, like, he's been at
Yeah.
it for a while.
His level of
like more than the rest.
grizzlosity is high.
Now the guy comes out. He introduces himself. After you knock on the door, the guy comes to the door. He's the head shipwright. He's the only guy there. He introduces himself as Adams. Kind of a guy of few words. Like, oh, got yourself a ship.
I do, and I need someone to help me man the ship.
Man the ship. Okay.
I feel like we need a questionnaire. Like, are
Yeah.
you good with ships? How do you handle catastrophic failure?
This is a ship writing montage, questionnaire montage.
Okay. I can't so much help you with crew. Mostly what we do here is, the actual work on fitting, refitting, repairs, that kind of stuff.
That's helpful. in
So
and of itself.
you're exactly what I'm looking for at the current moment.
Fantastic. I think we might be able to refer you to some folks who can get you some crew. But in the meantime, let's take a look at this guy.
And so I kind of
Yeah.
direct him toward
Yeah.
my ship.
So he'll walk with you guys to the ship.
My ship. So exciting.
I knew it
comes
was
out.
only a matter of time before he started gloating.
My ship.
Yep.
Hoblet rolls his eyes so hard every time he sees it. So hard.
You know what? And when we get a mountain, it'll be your mountain.
Damn straight.
Your oar.
So you take Adams to the ship. He doesn't really even react looking at it.
Good sign.
Permission to go aboard.
Permission granted.
Thank you. I'll just do a little bit of survey. I'll be back shortly. So maybe about a half hour of him kind of going above decks, below decks, above decks, below decks, like all out and about, very thorough examination. He comes back. Tell you this thing's in rough shape, but I'd be underselling it a bit.
We knew it would be.
What he's trying to say is there's shit everywhere.
Have you been on this fucking boat?
What I'm trying to say is this thing is fucked.
So
You can do it.
you're saying there's a
Of course,
chance.
yes. I'm saying I can do it. But one, it's not going to be cheap. But most importantly, it's not going to be fast. We're probably going to have to tear this thing down to the ribs. Rebuild a lot of this woodwork on here. I ain't
How
gonna
you feeling
lie.
about your plan, Felix?
They pretty much.
You have a ship.
I'm not.
You're the
just-
captain
We
now.
could just buy new at this point.
You're the captain now.
Oh! It'll be cheaper to do it this way than to buy new. But
Thanks.
how to put this delicately? It looks like the gnolls have been doing nothing but shit in the bilge for the last couple of years. It's soaked into the wood. They haven't tarred it properly. It's a miracle this thing stayed afloat.
But it did.
It was a floater.
Like, by rights, Captain Von Rattlenbeef should have been fishing you guys out of the water after about a day afloat. And,
You know what?
he offers to take you aboard the ship and kind of show you
kinda
what's going
stands
on.
a little
here.
straighter on that because I feel like he's taking responsibility for the fact that it actually did last 6 days.
Yeah. Can I?
Oh wow!
I kind of just quickly rolled an insight just to see
candelabra.
see if he's trying to like how some mechanics and stuff like that try to tack some more stuff on.
Yeah, no, come on to the ship and I'll show you.
Okay.
So, who's going onto the ship with Adams here?
I mean, I'll follow. We're the crew. I'm the crew.
Terra fucking Firma. Hoblet staying on the ground.
That's not a bad idea.
Paradil's going on.
All right, so the
Felix
three
is
of us
fine.
will go on.
All right. So he takes you below down to the first deck, and he can show you a few places where there's definitely some disrepair. And then you go down to the deck below that, down into the bilges, and you are longing for the days of being in range of Captain Stanky's club foot yet again.
Wow.
Like, it's bad. It's not cheese and feet. It's shit and death down here. And kind of shows you an area near the front where you don't have to do too much waiting. And kind of points at the wood there. You see kind of how you can see the streaks through that?
It's like a sewer. Like we're just basically
Like
walking through sewage.
these walls here should all be black with tar to keep the water out and to keep it from soaking in. You can see how they really haven't done that. You can kind of see the streaks where some stuff has gotten in, and he just kicks the wood there and puts his foot right through the hull of the ship.
Wait. Let the record show you put the hole in the ship there.
It doesn't matter. all right. Moving on.
Kiddo, like you think we ain't done this before. Water's starting to come into the bilge. Adams has a 0 level poker face here.
Yeah, I just for some reason I just am having a hard time trusting people right now.
Fair.
Yeah, we ain't gonna let it sink. Worst case is that this water washes some of the feces out of here. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna cost. It's gonna be probably about 1,000 gold to get this ship working again.
I don't think that's a problem.
Yeah, we can do that.
No,
Can I have an insight roll for
By all
if
means.
he's trying to gouge us at all?
yeah,
That's a 20.
no. 1,000 gold to repair this ship is pretty damn good.
Fair price. All right, let's do it.
Like to buy another ship, you're looking at about 20,000, I think, or so.
Well, should we find
So
some
yeah,
work?
so I kind of pull the two of you aside. We have a little bit of a chit chat session. You guys, we all kind of agree that he's probably at this point on the up and up. We agree to the 1,000.
Yeah, the 1,000 ain't the bad part.
No.
The bad part here is it's going to take me about 2 months to get the ship working right.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, I figured about that much. Here's the deal. We still, I mean, like,
We have a ship.
Stanky Beef was still going to take us
To Tarantis.
to Tarantis. So we can still go there and come back within 2 months.
I guess
Is
can
there
I
like a coat check?
can I just because like we're
Well, that's why we're
three,
gonna buy a
three
crew
of us are
first.
from the Grey Citadel. Now,
Yeah.
granted, it's been some time
Also
since
true.
we've been back home, but can I roll something to see if I know of any other means of transportation to Tarantis from the Grey
Absolutely.
Citadel?
Wait, hang on a second. What are we trying to do in Tarantis again?
Jewel heist.
Oh, right.
I got an 8 for
Apparently,
history.
there's some other stuff going on in Tarantis too, but
Yeah,
there's.
I got an
Heist.
8 for history.
You got an 8. Look, are your brains leaking out your ears?
No.
There's a train.
Fabulous.
Everybody knows about the goddamn train.
So we can always just take the train too. Like we don't have to put it on Stanky Von Rattling Beef. And I
Yes.
know
Like with
for a fact that
tracks?
Hoblet
Yes,
is
there
not
is.
too excited to get back on a ship again.
Nope.
I think,
Yeah.
you know, Quinn's kind of excited to go on a
Matter of fact,
train.
at the risk of splitting the party, Hoblet would take the train.
Choo choo.
Oh,
you
we
there.
would, there's no reason to split the party. Yeah.
All right.
I'm down for the train.
Well, we might as well stop at home first. And
Choo choo.
Right.
Well, do we want to? Here's the second question, kind of question B with the whole ship thing. Do we want to leave this completely in the hands of Adams, or do we want to like get a crew situated before we leave?
well, we don't need a crew until we set sail again.
Okay,
What
fair.
are we gonna do?
I
Pay a
just
crew
was-
to sit around all day?
No, I was just curious about how we like. I mean, like I don't know, to watch the ship, like be on the ship, like make sure that the ship doesn't go sailing without us.
Well, it's in port, right? I mean, I feel like there are people.
I think that's what we're paying Adams 1,000 gold for.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that is
I would hope.
part
Okay.
of it. Yes.
All right. Cool.
All right.
I am going to foot the bill.
You yourself.
Yeah. And you guys just kind of like take care of me like until we get back.
Okay. Deal.
Fair. That way it's easy like
Yeah.
math and
No,
all
I
that.
have no complaints here.
Hoblet doesn't really feel right spending his money on a boat anyways, so
Yeah.
he's cool with this arrangement.
All right.
So I'm down to 26 gold.
All right. Got your back.
Thanks.
Yeah. So here at the docks and the shipyards and stuff, plenty of buildings made of stone, and obviously there's the path going up. One thing you guys notice is there are a few wanted posters around here.
Please tell me our faces aren't on them.
Oh heck no!
I was gonna do a perception check at some point to see if there was any like chit chat about.
Just had to make sure for this somehow.
Right. Our reputation didn't precede us.
No.
Okay.
The wanted posters all seem to be for one guy.
Who's the one guy?
The one
Adams.
guy. No, definitely not Adams.
Wanted boat thief.
It'd be the worst
Damn
plot
it.
twist ever.
boat thief.
The wanted posters are for Angus Core, and it shows a portrait of a dwarf. Interestingly enough, he is outside of some stubble, relatively clean shaven, which is like the least dwarfish thing in the universe.
That's like a.
That's
That's
anti-dwarf thing
blasphemy
there,
in and of
yeah.
itself.
Yeah, wanted, and the list of crimes goes for 3/4 of the page.
Shaving.
Now,
At the beginning, though, it does say wanted for extreme moral turpitude.
good word. That being said, given that like what we know about Angus Core and his reputation and his group of runners,
Yeah.
Ballers.
they're really powerful. If they've survived like 3 Crucible runs this far, I don't know if this is one that we want to necessarily take on right now.
We got this.
This is something that maybe we want to gain some experience and come back to.
Be the
Yeah.
best. You beat the best.
Yeah, but we are not.
But
the
we got
best.
to train to beat the best.
Yeah.
first.
Okay.
Hero's journey, man.
What are like
Let's
the
just
top?
go
What
kill
are like
a
the
bunch of
top
animals.
5 in their list of crimes?
Public drunkenness, lewd behavior, extreme moral turpitude,
Pass.
and just several other things.
Out
Like
of-
pretty
out of
much every
curiosity, though.
statute they have.
Oh, here
Sounds
comes
like a
Felix's
family
curiosity.
reunion.
Just what
But-
is the reward for him?
What is the reward?
1,000 gold.
It's not even listed on there, but just as kind of a general knowledge check, you've got a better chance of arresting a hurricane.
Right. Okay.
Like, and it's pretty comparable. This guy is more or less a force of nature.
Like he would rock us like a hurricane, is what you're saying?
Rock us like a hurricane.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
And probably not even.
I feel like
notice
the
that
bard
he
had to
did it
step in
you.
and do something.
Thanks for being a bard.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Like, he probably wouldn't even be sober enough to notice that he kicked your ass on the way through.
Yeah, no thanks. Well, let's...
You're chomping at the bit. Like,
Hoblet...
do you
yeah.
do you have feelings about this? Hoblet?
Well, it's a beardless dwarf. I mean, that's like sacrilege.
I can sense the crew's somewhat hesitation, knowing that. I mean, he's the best. He's a badass mother lover. The fact that he doesn't have a beard is like the longer I look at his face, the redder my face gets. It's just fucking.
Yeah, I could
Yeah.
tell. I had a
It's-
little bit of insight on that
Yeah,
one.
generally he
if the crew
inspires-
wanted to do this, I would do this.
Yeah.
Hands down. But it sounds
A little out of our league.
Yeah.
like something we could bank in the back of our brains. Like if we come across him sleeping, we could put him in a net and bring him somewhere. But I wouldn't go out searching for him.
So this is a back burner quest. We're all kind
Burner,
of
yeah.
We,
in
yeah,
agreement
We know
with
it
this. All right.
exists, but we won't actively pursue it.
the seed has been
like it.
planted.
Sure.
Yeah.
For
yeah, sometimes
future
I'm
plot
just leaving
device.
things like this around so that, we can take Chekhov's gun back off the wall later.
Yes.
Right. So
Love them plot devices.
why don't we
Yes.
head up to the Grey Citadel? I haven't seen my people in a while.
This is one of the few ports I feel like I have not been or don't remember being, so I feel very good about kind of exploring a little bit.
Also, it was 6 days from Friday. No, it wasn't 6 days from Friday. Never mind.
No, it was 10
That's
days.
funny.
10 days from Thursday.
Yeah, we've missed 2 brunches at this point.
Damn it!
Time out.
So
Time
sad.
out. Well, yeah, we are bullshitting.
Yeah.
We're also on a fucking jewel heist. Let's go get the jewels. We got our ship here.
Okay.
We'll come back and see your family after we successfully... Oh, hey, what are you guys doing here? Nothing. Just here to steal some jewels? Like,
Yeah, let's come
So,
back to
so
celebrate.
fun and games after the job
Yes.
is done.
That's a good idea.
All right,
business.
So
first.
let's go to the train station then. Let's find out when the next train to Tarantis is.
Okay.
Might as well. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, Felix.
No, it makes sense.
Right? Am I
We
wrong?
we can blow up balloons later.
No, I mean we're here. On
I know,
business.
it sucks being in your hometown and having to leave right away.
Yeah,
it
I
sucks.
miss it.
Yeah, I
but
hear ya.
at the same time, we have a job to do, and we
Wanna
have
get a group of dwarves together.
We also have a zero.
We'll be back. My boat's here.
That's still
my
missing.
boat.
Is there somewhere I can send a letter to Zero from here?
There
Just to kinda
absolutely is.
Check in with him and let
There
him know
is,
where we are.
Yeah, there's kind of a little postal branch down here.
All right, I'm gonna write him a heartfelt letter, telling him
Meanwhile-
that we arrived at port at the Grey Citadel and that we are now making our way to Tarantis, just so he gets an idea of where we're at.
Okay. Does it have any of the story of how you got here, or
We're on a boat.
just that you've arrived?
I mean, it's Zero. He's my boy. I'm not gonna lie to him. But I'm going to put it in, like, not like just plain English. I'm going
Yeah.
to somehow like almost like make it a cipher that he and I know.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's like very cryptically telling him how we got here and
Okay.
why.
That sounds 100% reasonable.
Right.
All right. Now, as far as the train schedule, the trains themselves, it actually runs out of the Citadel itself, so you will have to actually go up into the Citadel to get to the train.
Sure.
Let's do it.
And nothing wrong with that. Now, to get up to the Citadel, there are two ways to get there. Since it's a little ways up a pretty sharp incline. There's the roads that a lot of Teamsters are taking wagons up, and it's kind of this road that goes up, turns, goes up, turns, goes up. There's also kind of a cable car that goes up there that you guys could take. That would cost a gold each to get on it, and it's sort of a gondola that goes up.
That
You're
sounds
not
fun.
entirely sure how it's what kind of mechanism is pulling it there.
Yeah, but it's dwarves.
I have
and
flashbacks.
gnomes.
Is it
Right.
the Spider-Man movie where they're on the
Maybe.
Yeah.
and the cord snaps and he's got to hold it?
Listen,
I
let's
just
not
flash
plant
of
these
that right now.
ideas. Let's just enjoy a nice, relaxing
Gondola
gondola
ride.
ride. Yeah.
Yeah, let's take the gondola.
I'll pay for Quinn's gondola ride.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys take the gondola up, and it actually goes right into the citadel itself, like through a hole in the wall. And it's a pretty short trip. It's maybe about 10 minutes or so.
Right.
It moves at a nice steady clip. There's no jerking or jarring or anything. It's a nice smooth motion the whole way.
Nice.
So it's not like horses are pulling it or anything odd. And honestly, you guys feel pretty safe on this one.
Until
When you pull into the station,
Spider-Man.
you can kind of see the mechanism by which it's done. There's a giant, I guess you could call brass cylinder. It's kind of like the tanks you'd brew beer in, except about 10 times that size. And steam is coming out of the top like nobody's business. And that seems to be somehow powering this whole thing.
Cool.
Like it's somehow steam powered, coming out of this huge canister that you can't
Good
really
old
see the
gnomish
workings
engineering.
of. The gnomes and the dwarf would probably know how it's done, but it's a mystery to the rest of you guys.
It's fine as long as it gets me safely.
Yeah. So that gets you here. And there's sort of some couple of broad concourses. It's this whole area up here where the cable cars come in and where the Teamsters are coming into. Sort of a stone plaza inside the. I guess this would actually be the back of the Grey Citadel. The front gates would be at the north end, on the other end of the mountain,
Right.
where people would be coming in from the north.
Okay.
Broad plaza, and we're talking like almost a half a mile wide. The ceiling to this is no less than 150 feet up. It is gigantic and cavernous, and it might be the biggest room any of you guys have ever been in.
Right.
Maybe.
Yep.
I mean, it's nice to be home, even if it's
Yeah.
only for a few moments.
Yep. The train platform is at the far end.
Okay.
And you guys can walk on over there. You can see maybe one or two more of these gigantic steam cylinders that are kind of at various intervals around here. And it looks like a lot of places that would need power are almost hooked up to it by tubes, that they're getting the power through somehow.
Cool.
Like to generate whatever power is needed for the stuff they need.
Right.
Not really sure how it works, but it's there.
Super cool.
Super warm, actually. It's maybe about 5 degrees. It's maybe about 5 degrees warmer in here than it is in the outside world right now.
Nice.
And it gets noticeably warmer getting closer to those big brass things.
Cool.
Getting over to the train platform, that's there, and notably there are no large cylinders near the train here, not within a few hundred feet, no tubes go into it or anything like that. The train runs on its own power. The train from Tarantis makes a few stops along the way, but it's a good day's journey, I think. Sounds about right, to Tarantis itself.
It's a fast train.
It is. It's also about
Japanese bullet trains.
yeah. It's not cheap though. It's going to be about 10 gold each to take the trip.
That's fine. Again, we should cover Quinn.
Yeah, I got him.
You got
Thanks.
him?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
It's very apparent right away though. You are getting what you pay for on this train.
Yeah?
This thing is gorgeous.
Nice.
Like
Quinn only travels in style.
It's the train cars themselves are made entirely out of metal. All of the seats on the inside are like this plush red velvet, really soft. Everything is meticulously clean. So you've got two benches facing each other with a table with some kind of really rich wood in the middle there.
You guys have
So-
pampered me.
Yeah.
If you could hear my eye roll through this microphone.
And you guys are going to be waiting. You've boarded, but it's probably about an hour before you leave.
Okay.
So, is there anything you guys want to do in this hour?
I'm regaling random passersby with stories of Captain Southwind on the high seas.
Of course you
Hoblet's walking around looking for a comfort room.
Define comfort room.
You define comfort room.
Hey,
You're not in the right section of the city for that.
Okay.
what about them spears?
Oh yeah.
About them. Yep.
I'm gonna try. What is this thing
So
called
the
again?
hollow blade charm that you guys found.
I'm gonna try to charm one of these spears again.
Charm it.
Wait, do you have all 8 of them on you?
I have 7.
Oh, okay.
No, you
I
have
picked
8
up
because you had
7.
yours
Yeah,
plus the
so I have
7 you
8.
picked up.
Okay, so I've got 8 chances.
No.
Well, you can do
You
it
only do it
once a
once a
day.
day.
Oh, right. Okay.
Right.
You may have wanted
If
to
you
do
fail
this on
it-
the ship if you thought of it.
Yeah, if you fail, it destroys the weapon and can't be attempted for another 24
Yeah, we should have
hours.
did this on the ship.
Whatever.
6
We'll do it.
times.
We'll do it now.
Yeah, go for it.
And that's a 12. That's a fail.
Yeah.
All
We're
right,
getting
so
closer. We're getting closer.
did you do this on your original spear or one of the knoll spears?
This was
the
a null
null
spear.
Okay, so one
'Cause
already
I've seen what happens to good spears.
one yeah. And it happened to this one too, although it was a pretty haggard spear to begin with. The shaft wasn't entirely straight. It wasn't made
It's
out
okay.
of the best
Peril's
wood.
getting his blacksmithing chops back. You know?
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
I'm
And that's a
right.
good thing. I imagine that you were doing this somewhere that wasn't right on the train itself.
Getting
Well,
my
he needs
groove
like
back.
and he needs like use his tools somewhere.
Thankfully, being the dwarven city where a lot of stone and metalwork happen, there actually happen to be public anvils.
Right. That makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Dope.
Only in this town would you find something like that.
I missed home.
Yeah. There are also public forges, but you do have to rent those by the hour.
Right. Yeah, we don't need anything that hefty.
Yeah. All right. So, if there's no further ado, the train departs.
Excellent.
Nice and smooth. Like there's no jerk or anything. It just kind of and starts zooming out of town.
So with the kind of high class clientele, I'm gonna kind of start strumming my lute, kind of put maybe like a little bucket or something in front of me, and see if anybody kind of
So you're
Can't
going
believe
from
operates.
so
believe
wait
Lord Quinn-
wait a second. So Lord Quinn Southwind, we're going from regaling people of the tales of your awesomeness
Sure.
as a captain
Yeah.
to busking.
Yeah, I mean, like if they're they're getting these amazing stories of
One
this
of these
wonderful
things
person.
is not like the other.
No, he's
I
busting
feel like-
with songs
I mean,
about his tales.
Right. I mean, like if they're willing to,
Yeah,
to-
these are the
I mean,
days
I'm
of
doing it
bards.
anyway.
Yeah.
They're getting the tales anyway. If they want to chip in and help Lord Southwind become better and have better stories as his life goes on, that's their deal.
And what other entertainment do these people really have?
I'm just entertaining. There's no. I mean, it doesn't seem like there's any other entertainment on the train.
It's
There's
like-
no,
yeah.
There are no iPads on this train.
Right.
I got
Alright.
Felix dancing in the corner.
No,
so-
no. Prestidigitation.
Right.
You
I got
got
him doing a light
doves
show.
and fireworks.
I mean, this is not like some bum in the New York City subway.
This is a squatter in the New York
strumming
City
the guitar
subway.
without
You're
any
some dirty
talent.
tourist.
All
I'm
you need is a
saying-
dog
Well-
or something.
How many hours ago were you in a
Pictured
hole
a
filled with
large
shit?
box.
I mean, that's true. I mean, I've
There's
perfumed
backup
like that.
Lucas.
but-
Not
Okay.
enough hours ago.
Not enough, but he makes a point where he'd
perfumed.
probably at least slather himself in
I've
Axe or
got a
something.
kit. I'm good.
Right.
Change of clothes.
Interestingly enough, especially because we're in a dwarven area, the body spray around here is in fact called Axe.
But just a axe.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Thank you for the soundbite. That was beautiful.
All right, and the train goes. You guys are doing your thing. You're helping him out with a little bit of
Little prestidigitation.
lights and sounds.
You got doves.
Yeah.
You got fireworks and supplementary sounds.
It's not too bad. You do get a few tips on this train. It actually does cancel out the money you paid for the trip.
Oh,
So being the good lord that I am, everybody gets what they paid back.
so 10.
I don't keep any of it
Oh, look at you, man.
because you guys paid for my trip. That's
All right,
my
I'm
giving
starting to
back.
like this Lord Quinn Southman a little more.
I'm not a totally bad guy.
Yeah.
You know, you guys are you're my crew, man.
I guess you
I'm
can
gonna-
gloat a little bit more.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess I won't roll my eyes as hard. now.
I might get all of the glory out of this, but you guys are, you were the ones that got me there.
I see through your little You're just trying to figure out reasons to tag on the benevolent Captain Lord Quinn.
I'm hoping to expand this title. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
So setting
Oh
out
my
of
God.
setting out of the Grey Citadel, there's a few bridges and some tunnels going through the
anti-hero.
mountains for a little bit until you really start to hit the coastline towards the south of the bay there. And when you do, the train runs close enough where you can see the ocean out of the left windows and see stuff out of the right side, the plains, the mountains, whatever happens to be on the other side. But the ocean view is gorgeous, and you are just zipping by this on your way down there,
Yeah, that's what keeps me
feeling instantly better about your lives.
Yeah, I'm very immersed right now, Dave.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool train ride.
It's not bad. Now, this is probably about a 12-hour ride at best, at its shortest. So outside of doing a little bit of performance, because I doubt you're going to keep this up for 12 hours.
No.
Is there anything else you guys are doing whilst on this train?
I feel like I should be doing something. But what?
What twat?
Twat. I'll tell you
twat.
what.
I don't want to do anything mischievous because
I don't want to fight again.
I don't want to be kicked off a moving train.
True.
I feel like okay. I guess like from his knowledge of his compatriots, I feel like I'm tasking Hoblet with things to keep him occupied
And from fucking stuff
and
up on this
from
nice train.
interacting with people that maybe he shouldn't be interacting with.
Idle hands are the devil's workshop.
That's what I'm saying.
I like your thought process.
So I feel like
I was actually pondering a way that I could fuck this train right
yeah,
now.
I
but
figured you were. Yeah, so
My God.
I guess okay. You like
smashing things.
you like-
I'm Hoblet, and I like.
do you like
Which is why he wanted to, visit
Games
some
of
comfort
Chance?
women.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Haba and I kind of start partaking in a game of chance.
Are
Like
we
Games
starting
of
a
Chance.
gambling ring on this
No,
train?
not a gambling ring. Just
Let's
to
do it.
Okay, Felix, this is to occupy Hoblet.
Oh, sorry.
This is to keep him entertained.
I'll
Yeah.
start another table.
The ante is a couple copper each. It's like
Yeah.
low stakes.
It's low
I'll,
stakes.
I'll start a
It's a
higher
friendly
stakes
game.
table.
Hoblet seems mused by the game of chance for the ride.
Okay.
Causes little to no ruckus.
Causes little to no ruckus. No one's doing any exploring or anything like that. Just kind of staying to your seats.
I mean, Felix will take a walk around the train.
all right.
I'll bite. I'll take the bait.
Yeah. I mean, this is mostly exposition. So
I'm
starting.
gonna make it way for
Yeah.
to the snack cart. Yeah.
The snack cart is definitely a good place to go since
Yeah.
you're gonna want to eat something on this ride.
Right. Get myself some. I don't know, some
The
sustenance.
snacks are good. They cost probably about twice as much as equivalent food would anywhere else in the world, but that's to be expected on the train. Otherwise, the food is delicious and nutritious and relatively well made for being on a moving train.
I'm gonna get some coffee too.
Yeah, coffee is definitely a good thing. So that's towards the back of the train. As you go towards the front, there are more cars sort of like this. Don't seem to be any sleeper cars since it seems to be able to do its run in more or less, less than a day. You're not really running at night. There are a couple of cars at the front that are off limits where the civil wizard would be doing his work.
Oh right, yeah, because we
Yeah.
established that in the.
Yeah, we established that in the other thing, but yeah, so that's something you guys get to learn now that you're on the train is magic users. So they're in the world, but they don't do what they used to. So instead of being able to, say, open portals and teleport people between the major cities, they just don't have the oomph to do that anymore. But you can have a mage or a wizard or a sorcerer or whatever, say, keep a steam tank hot. So this is a steam train, but instead of being powered by burning wood, there are, on this one, 2 mages in a very, very, very well-appointed, but also very secure car, keeping heat on the tank. And that's what's moving this train.
Are they in the union? Is there a mage?
It's not exactly a union, but
It's a guild type.
kind of, because they
I
are
would
these
assume
are
so.
technically government jobs.
Yeah, sounds like it's sweet.
Yeah.
It's a good gig.
It's not the
Yeah,
worst gig.
and it's not just
Definitely
trains
not.
that they do this. There are a lot of jobs for people who would be magically inclined to do stuff that actually helps keep society running. They get paid very well for this. You are set for life. With
Using
a
your
job doing
powers
that.
for good.
Yep, for good but mundane.
Right. Whatever. It's a job.
It's a job. It's a very good job for the very, very small percentage of the population who can do it.
Yeah, we've just chosen a different line of work that's a little
Yeah.
bit more dangerous.
Yeah. So that's kind of one of the ways that, despite what's happened, despite the foul upheaval and all that the world continues to advance. Speaking of advancement, this train is plugging along. You can start seeing the sun set out towards the west over the land, over the mountains. Things look great over by the water, and as you start approaching Tarantis, if you kind of look out the window and forward, even an hour before your destination, you can see a shaft of light just going narrowly up into the sky. And that's the first you see of Tarantis, even before you see the buildings or anything like that, before you really get around the bay there. Because it's off to the left, and if you look at the map there, you can kind of see that C-shaped bay that Tarantis is at the bottom of. As you're going kind of along the side of along the shoreline there, you could see it on your left.
Cool.
As we start getting towards Tarantis, maybe even 45 minutes, an hour from your destination, you can start seeing the lay of the city, and this is the biggest city in the world. It is absolutely gigantic. And it is kind of a 3/4 circle around at the bottom of the bay there. I'll have to put out some drawings or something to sort of illustrate it. But the city itself is in kind of concentric circles around there. That shaft of light happens to be coming right out of the center there. And you're not really sure where it's coming from, but it's pretty huge.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Huge shaft right in the middle.
Wow.
Giggity goo. The train comes to a stop at the kind of on the west side of the city there at the train yards. We're looking at about 9 at night, and you guys arrive in the city. Some of the things you can notice is a lot of the buildings, there's not a ton of wooden buildings here. Everything seems to be a lot of maybe a marble or an alabaster stone. And coming out from where that shaft of light is, every couple of blocks there are some gigantic pipes kind of coming out at like spokes out of the city. Usually they run pretty close parallel with the spoke roads.
It's fascinating. I mean, Felix is like taking it all in. This is like his jam.
Yeah, this is like the ultimate expression of the science they're doing down south in
Right.
the Omega Project.
Right.
Like this is the Omega Project exports their science here,
Right.
and they bring it to life in the most glorious ways possible.
Hashtag science.
Yep.
Boom.
Science
learned.
rules.
Yeah.
And so you guys arrive in the city. You disembark the train, and where would you like to go from here? It's about 9 at night. It has gotten dark out.
Well, it's probably too late to go to the address we have for the person
Right.
that
Don't want to be rude.
I even completely forgot his name. It was like some lord or someone. for this jewel heist. I had it written down somewhere, but for some reason I don't have it anymore. So why don't we maybe inquire at the runner house about the details about it and maybe catch a room for the night, and we'll go back at it in the morning.
Yeah. Runner House is maybe about 6 blocks away from here.
Yeah. So we'll head in there, maybe
Yeah.
inquire about the contract, see if they have any further details.
Yeah. So it's like six of the circular roads in, but you're on the right spoke. You guys are able to walk there relatively easily. Despite the fact that it's night, there are streetlights here kind of lighting your way. And you guys get to the largest runner house you guys have ever been to. It's pretty nice, but it is definitely a more raucous experience than in High Rock, for example. Probably not as big of a knockdown, drag-out party as you'd get in the one in the Grey Citadel, but it's pretty fun. It's a good
Nice.
time.
Well, why don't we? Yeah, let's have a great time
Let's
before
imbibe.
we get into
Yeah, you'll imbibe.
a bunch of
There are
crap.
also rooms for rent at this one.
Perfect.
It's a combination runner house and inn.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get hammered and go to bed.
That sounds fantastic, and it sounds like a fantastic place to end the adventure for the evening.
Nice. Little on a positive
On a
note
po-
for once.
yeah. We're all imbibing and having a good time,
You
and
know that just...
and respecting the Captain Lord, and we're doing a great job. Good job. Good job,
I
crew.
told you this was going to happen, didn't I?
Good job, time.
Yeah, I knew the moment that we started giving Quinn more titles that his ego could not be contained. And here we are. Like, Dave and I were texting this before.
I mean, it's hard being great.
Oh, man. I'm done with you.
The anti-hero of the group.
Finally reaching, like, the meat and potatoes of Quinn's character development here.
There's a, you know what though? He's got some benevolence to him as well, and not, I think, in a very modest way. So we'll see that too. But
Yeah.
that's neither here nor there.
But let's let our audience go for the evening. Francesco, can you cover the social media for us?
Yeah. Hey, guys, if you like what you heard, we are at Hapless Heroes on Twitter. You should hit us up. We love hearing from you guys. You can also send us an email if you're not a social media person. We're haplessheroes@gmail.com. If you really, really like what you heard, you can leave us a podcast review. That's on iTunes or whatever service you choose to use. Every 5-star review really helps get us more visibility in the ranks and stuff like that, and bring more people to listen to this beautiful show. Also, just tell your friends, because that's the best way to bring people to this audience. And if you really, really, really love the show,
Which I know you do because I'm Quinn.
oh my god, if you whatever,
We've created a monster.
we have a Patreon page as well if you want
Because
to kind
nobody
of help.
wants to see Marshall no more.
Yeah, we have a Patreon page if you guys want to help feed these hungry nerds every week, because it's expensive to feed 6 mouths all the time. Let's just go to patreon.com, search Hapless Heroes. We have some cool, fun rewards for people depending on what level you donate, and you'll no matter
Minimum
what.
package was 10 grand.
If someone
Somewhere in
donates,
that neighborhood.
if someone donates 10 grand, I will
Nudes.
give them my firstborn child.
About
Nudes.
350.
Quinn's okay.
Wow. Other than that,
Just 10 grand. 10 grand.
That'll buy a child?
Oh my gosh.
Child.
well, I don't have
I'm
children.
having a
so.
child, and I know for a fact. No.
Oh yeah, we should say that. Yeah, that's right. This summer, our very own James is we're gonna have a little hoblet
Hoblet
running
Jr.
around. Yeah, little.
Except she's a girl, but
Hoblet JR.
Yeah,
Hoblet
I'm
Jane.
pretty sure your lady is not a fan of the whole Hoblet name. I think that they did not
didn't
make the
make
short list.
list.
Yeah.
Hoblet.
But congratulations to James.
Hoblet also did not.
As
make the
terrible
short
of a
list.
human as Hoblet can be, you are quite an awesome person. So you're gonna be an awesome
rage.
dad.
All right, so to wrap it up, to outro myself and the party, starting from, eeny, meeny, miny, my left, we'll start with Paradil, played by Zach.
Love you guys. Keep listening.
Ezra, played by Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Sophropos. We've got Felix, played by Francesco.
I continue to have a plan.
We've got Hoblet, played by James.
Where did I meet these people?
And we've got that other guy, played by Mike.
Nice.
Lord Captain Quinn Southwind.
Should we call the burn unit over?
And I have a boat.
Oh, it looks 3rd degree.
You know, nothing can phase me right now. Quinn is on the highest of highs at this point.
I am Dave. I have been your Dungeon Master and host for this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next week.
Bye-bye now.
Bye now. Bye. Bye. Bye now.